here in Westmont, New Jersey, back at the Haddon Township High School Gymnasium. We're back for our second coverage of two tonight between the Haddon Township Hawks and the Shawnee Renegades. Hello, everybody. My name is Chase Parson. I'm joined by Kevin Profico on the call. And Kevin, here on Haddon Township Senior Night, only celebrating one senior, a team that is filled with future potential, as there's only, again, one senior, and the rest are either juniors, sophomores, or freshmen.
Yeah, the senior is Kirsten Callahan for Haddon Township. Haddon Township, she's got 1,040 points, and they're looking, 14-11 Shawnee, 19-5 now, Haddon Township, I believe, but only one senior, like you said, and, they're going to celebrate her tonight, but a bunch of young talent for this game.
And, yeah, now we look over to the Shawnee Renegades. I mean, coming off of a 12-16 first-year start for head coach Mike Spira, taking over this program and hasn't really had the start of his dreams. I mean, now he's sitting at a winning record of 14-11. This is their second-to-last game of the regular season. They host RV on the 21st before then hosting Ocean City in the first round of the Group 3 South Jersey playoffs. I mean, it's not really about how you start, it's how you build your program up. I mean, again, there's also not a lot of seniors for this Renegade team. Definitely more than one compared to the Hawks team. But this is going to be a very even, interesting game. Again, senior night, you see the balloons behind us. We're going to be honoring the only senior for the Hawks tonight, Kirsten Callahan. We'll take a quick break as warm-ups have wrapped up. We'll be right back.
Late night practices, bus rides, team dinners, and the bonds that were built along the way. Tonight we pause to recognize a special group of young women who have given their time, energy, and heart to this program. For 4 years, these seniors have represented Haddon Township with pride, toughness, and character. To their families, thank you. Your rides, encouragement, sacrifices, and unwavering support made this journey possible. Behind every great student athlete is a great support system. And to our seniors, tonight we celebrate you, your leadership, your resilience, and your commitment helped shape this team. The impacts you have all made along the way, long after the buzzer sounds. Now let's honor the class of 2026 of Haddon Township High School's girls basketball team. Up first, manager Ariana Applegate. Ariana is escorted by her mom, Stephanie, and her dad, TJ. Her favorite basketball memory was getting to watch almost every game of the past 4 years. Her future plans are to go to college and to become an ultrasound technician. Ladies and gentlemen, Ariana Applegate. Jaylene is being escorted by her mom, Jessica, and her dad, Manuel. Her favorite basketball memory was being able to watch every home game and cheer on the team. Her future plans include go to college and play soccer and study exercise science. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Jaylene Peoples. And finally, last but certainly not least, senior captain Kirsten Callahan. Kirsten is being escorted by her mom, Kelly, and her dad, John. Her favorite basketball memory was winning the sectional championship last year, and her future plans include to attend college and major in exercise science. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Kirsten Callahan. Gentlemen, one more time for our seniors of Haddon Township girls basketball. Thank you for all you've done. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the George A. Meyer High School Athletic Gym for tonight's NJSIAA matchup between the Renegades of Shawnee and your home team, the Hawks of Haddon Township. The Renegades are coached by Mike Spira and assisted by Shannon McCoy. The Hawks are led by head coach Mark Petito and assisted by Eric DiCrescenzo and Sophia Belman. Volunteer assistants Christine Stetson and John Camolda. The captains for this evening's contest representing the Renegades are Abby Caputo, Lauren Field, and Maggie Lutz. And the Hawks represented by team captains Kirsten Callahan, Abby Wiedemann, and Caitlin Martin. The officials for this evening's contest are Tony Maffey and Mark Sampson. And our athletic trainer is Courtney Robinson. And now the starters for tonight's matchup. Up first, the visiting Renegades of Shawnee. Number 32, Misha Serino. Number 21, Maggie Lutz. Martin. Number 14, Abby Wiedemann. Number 12, Riley Kennedy. Number 3, Jules Martin. And number 1, senior captain Kirsten Callahan. Today's contest game does according to the rules of the State High School Athletic Association is supervised by competition players. Spectators remember good sportsmanship by the rules of fair play. Verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, distance, disability, sexual orientation, or religion shall be tolerated. Constructive violence or rejection may result in penalties being assessed against your team. Each one requests to take personal responsibility, keeping this competition at a high level of good sportsmanship.
Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. I'm Chase Parson, joined by Kevin Profico on the call. And Kevin, coming off of a game earlier in the Camden County first round tournament between the Haddon Township Hawks and the Gloucester Lions that ended in a 39-point win for the Haddon Township Hawks. And now this crowd was filled. And now, wow, it's still pretty filled. I didn't even look to my right. That's a huge amount of crowd. And the Hawks in this look to have moved from the far side of the gym, from behind the bench, to the supporter side. How much of an effect do you think it will have for these Lady Hawks tonight?
You know, I don't know if it'll have, much of an effect for the Hawks. These two teams going in, Shawnee 14-11, Haddon Township 19-5. This should be a great game between these two. I don't think it's going to be, quite like last game.
The tip in the air, it's slapped by Shawnee, and they will have the first possession. And a cross pass all the way for three. hits the side rim. That was number 10, Juliana Whalen. So 1 shot, 1 miss, 1 possession. And that's number 3. Kicks it out to the corner for Abby Wiedemann. Her layup is blocked, and it last hit off of her before hitting out of bounds. So it'll be a Shawnee ball.
Nice try there by Wiedemann to get to the rim.
So now Shawnee to take it up. That's number 21, Maggie Lutz, team captain. Swings it over. Now with Gassick. Top of the key now, back to Gianna Dunn. Whalen back to the top of the key now for Sereno. A corner 3, no good, but an offensive rebound and a spin move. Tries to get it up. A second offensive rebound, a third attempt. It's no good, no whistles, and it stays with the Renegades on the rebound. A wide open 3 from the corner. Again, another miss, and a 4th straight offensive rebound. Kicks it back out. Thought about the 3, and a second chance there. They wanted a walk, but it ends in a Gianna Dunn 2. And now an early warning after Coach Mark Petito wanted a walk.
Nice possession there, though, by Shawnee. See a few early threes.
I mean, a possession that had 4 offensive rebounds for the Renegades. I mean, they're bound to score off of that one. So now a minute and a half gone in this first quarter, only a 2-0 game in favor of Shawnee. In the corner now is Jules Martin. Driving it in, kicking it over. That's number 12, Riley Kennedy. And that was Caitlin Martin. And now a foul called. Going to the line is Abby Wiedemann.
Just like last game, both teams trying to settle their way in.
Abby Wiedemann averaging 7 points per game so far in the season. Coming into this game with 147 points and 480, make that 481 career points for the junior. And she's 1 for 2, but it stays with the Hawks. After an offensive rebound in the corner for 3. Too much on that one. Rebounded there by Whalen and gets it away to Dunn. Down low now for Lutz. Gets locked up by 2 defenders. Pass down low and an easy layup for Olivia Gassick.
Shawnee with the first 2 points, moving the ball well. Already, you could say, you know, a closer game than that men's game earlier tonight.
Swing it over now to Wiedemann. Now for the senior Callahan. Gives it off to Martin. Back over to Callahan in the corner for 3. Off the back rim, but an offensive rebound by Martin. And now wide open in the corner again. No good. And a big rebound there from Lutz.
Yeah, the Lady Hawks getting shots up, but you know, not much falling early on.
Gianna Dunn calms things down for the offensive run of play. Barked out orders is Mike Spira. Again, the second-year head coach for the Renegades. And here's a 3 off the side rim, and last hit off of number 14, and that's Wiedemann. So it will stay Renegades ball under their own basket. Dunn looking to inbound, finds Gassick, back to Dunn for 3, connects.
A nice find there by Gassick. Good movement.
Martin now takes it up. Finds number 12 and Riley Kennedy. Now back to Martin. On the move is Callahan. Thought about the 3, got a defender to jump. And finds in the corner. Back to Callahan, and off the ball 3. Was off the move. She didn't even set her feet. And it stays with the Hawks as Martin fights for that rebound. And it falls again back to Martin. driving down the lane with some pace. Throws it up there. Trying to get another offensive rebound, but couldn't control it was Kennedy.
Yeah, a lot of things going on early in this game. You know, offensive rebounds, a good bit of three-point shots taken. Teams just trying to find their way.
And a full court press here from the Hawks. And wide open down low is Gassick. Her layup is good yet again. And timeout, Mark Petito.
I was going to say there's going to have to be a timeout soon.
A 9-1 lead, just under halfway through the first quarter. We're going to stay here as Mark Petito, again, we got to mention already with an early official warning after what was the third possession for the Renegades on offense. Wanted to walk and continued to argue with the official, so now he has an official warning.
Yeah, it looks like he was getting a little fired up there.
Maybe a little
That's
too
what we
fired
saw.
up. It's the first 2
I mean.
minutes. But a nice early start for the Renegades. Gianna Dunn, the sophomore, has 5 points, including 1 3-pointer. She comes into this game with 5.4 points per game and 136 points this season alone.
Gassick and Dunn, yeah, like you were mentioning, you know, it looks like they have chemistry going with each other here.
Again, you remember that baseline play where Dunn found Gassick, and off the ball, Dunn went right into the wide open spot in the corner and splashed that 3.
Yeah, that was a nice find.
As now the Hawks out of the timeout, trying to get some points on the board, more than just a free throw, as she tries to lay it up. No foul called. And last off of Caitlin Martin, trying to draw the foul but didn't get it.
Yeah, just a few of those, you know, layups that are turning into blocks for the Renegades.
As that's Lutz now on the give and go. Dives to keep it in, but doesn't get there in time. So a turnover in favor of the Hawks.
Let's see if this can get the Lady Hawks, you know, a little bit momentum here. Yeah, still without a field goal.
Martin now gives it off to Weedman and off to Callahan. Celebrating her, the only player on senior night. There are 2 managers who are seniors, and they were celebrating a big block.
That was a nice find there, but that was a nice, great block,
Big
like
block
you mentioned.
Big block like by Gassick. And it's with Gassick, top of the key. And off the foot, and a fast break for Jules Martin. One-on-one defender creeping up, puts in the layup, and it's good. The first field goal of the night for the Hawks.
Yeah, nice way to get down to the court there, wide open.
And again, this full court press by the Lady Hawks defense as the Renegades take it past half court. Instantly surrounded by 3 Hawks defenders, and it falls right back to her. Wide open 3 from the elbow, off the front rim, and rebounded by Martin. And now Jules Martin now, far side into the corner. Kennedy thought about it and then gets it ripped out.
Yeah, Kennedy looks like, you know, a good three-point shooter, at least from what we've seen, but loses it there.
Sereno now with it. Over to Gassick. Into the near corner, instantly pressed by 2 defenders is Whalen, and gets it knocked loose off of Whalen's foot last. And a big defensive turnover. And the crowd is back behind these Lady Hawks.
Yeah, a few things going right here for the Lady Hawks. We'll see if they can, you know, get a few baskets in a row without having the Renegades scoring.
Jules Martin now gives it off to Kennedy. Down low is Caitlin Martin. Off to Jules Martin. Now under 1 defender, her layup is no good. Needs a rebound for Gassick.
I like the decision there to get to the rim, though.
Thought about the 3 was done. Her layup attempt is blocked, but a foul is called, and she'll head to the line for the first time tonight.
Fouls on Haddon Township number 1, Kirsten Callahan, her first, team's
As
first.
Kirsten Callahan is called for the foul. As waiting to check in is number 22. That's Aubrey Carson for the Hawks. And we have 2 waiting for the Renegades. Gianna Dunn makes her first of 2. Again, we mentioned during the break she has 5.4 points per game so far this season. entering this game with 136 points. As 2 check in for the Renegades. Out, notably, is Olivia Gassick, the second leading scorer for the Renegades. And only 1 for 2 on that attempt. And there's a big steal there by Dunn. Great awareness. Caputo sends it over. And now great pass wide open under the baseline is Lauren Feely.
Yeah, you can't have that open. Can't have that happen. Wide open layup.
And another timeout called. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Haddon Township High School as the Shawnee Renegades hold a 9-point lead over the Lady Hawks. So far, early in this game, 1:17 left to go in this first quarter of action. The leading scorer, Gianna Dunn, for the Renegades has 6, as Jules Martin takes up the court to try and get something going for this Hawks offense. Swings it over to 14, that's Wiederman. Back to Jules Martin. Gives it off to the senior Callahan. Has a minute, ticks under the clock.
A few of them just, standing by the three-point line.
And that one stays with the Hawks after momentarily losing it. Here's a 3, off the backboard, off the front rim, and no good from Wiederman. It was with Feely, giving it off to Dunn. Pressed heavily there by Callahan as less than 30 seconds to go in this first quarter of action. Dunn now. Thought about the 3 for a second until she was closed down by Callahan. Caputo now gives it off. Under pressure is Lutz with 11 seconds. Off to Dunn. Gianna Dunn turns, gives it back to Lutz. Back to Dunn, a wide open 3. Off the back rim. And fighting for it, it'll be called a jump ball with 1.1 seconds to go. And so the Hawks need to get a shot off.
That was good defense by the Lady Hawks there.
And 1 second to go to get a shot off. And Callahan just chucks it down there. And the Renegades, after 8, lead by 9. We'll take a quick break before second quarter action. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Here as the fire alarm goes off out of nowhere.
Oh, wow.
I was going to say, as the Renegades hold a 9-point lead over the Hawks as
Hey, gang, we have some construction going on. I'm going to see if that's a real emergency and if we have to evacuate. So everybody just pause for a minute.
so we will be on an official pause. We'll stay here. We won't be on pause, but the game has been paused as Haddon Township High School is under construction as they're checking out if it is a real emergency or if it's just a false alarm. But again, a 9-point lead for the Renegades entering the second quarter of action. Gianna Dunn, the sophomore, with 6 points so far. Olivia Gassick also involved in that scoring. She has 4. Abby Wiederman has only 1.
Haddon Township looking for a few baskets once we start this second quarter up. It was perfect timing too, right, Chase? Because, I mean,
They needed
ref was about to, give her the ball when we were about to start up, but yeah.
as what Dan said, he's never seen this before, which is very rare. He's been around for a bit. So
Yeah.
of course we have to deal with the rarities. Of
It's
course,
very rare. If, it's never been around in Dan's time. It's
definitely hasn't been around in ours. So a bit of an awkward break as an extended first quarter intermission, as I see
okay then.
there was
And,
one person on their phone making a call. There's another person in the corner near the Haddon Township bench making a phone call and coming over to the scores table. So hopefully we get an official answer.
we started 11 minutes after 7, so and this is just running on a little bit more, but
After the first game of the night,
yeah,
it's
that ended,
finished
an hour early.
So of
Or
course we have an
an
hour
hour left.
wait. We
Yeah.
have an hour wait, and then we start 10 minutes late. So you see the two officials standing there. As
He might as well get shots up.
the man who made the announcement is coming back. It looks like he's going to give us an answer.
He'll get us something.
Hey, we apologize for the interruption. We're going to keep on playing this game. Let's go.
And we'll stay here.
Oh.
All right. Well, how we got to? Well, we got to turn off the alarm.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. Instead of evacuating maybe 150 people. The 80s era NBA, but in Haddon
this
Township,
is
in New Jersey.
wow. Okay.
So I think we'll play with the alarm on unless they stop it, because the referee is calling everybody back out to the floor. So, all right, this is something new for everybody here. So second quarter action underway with the fire alarm going off. As Gianna Dunn, the leading scorer so far through 8 minutes, takes this one up the floor. Down to the corner for Feely. Now back to Dunn. Brings it back over to Serino. Into the corner now. Back to Serino. Over to the junior Abby Caputo. Back into that far corner. Finds Feely again. Pass down low for Gazik. And it's incomplete, but the rebound is loose and it falls into a Renegade hand.
I feel like a few too many offensive rebounds here, or just opportunities for the Renegades.
Now into the corner, wide open. Thought about the three and retreats back to Serino. Now back over to Dunn. Down low, here's a layup attempt for Caputo, who finishes it off.
Another basket there.
Now Jules Martin taking it up the floor yet again. Stopped and stolen immediately by Dunn, and a fast break attempt here for the Renegades. And knocking it loose again is Jules Martin. And a fast break attempt of her own, lays it up and in. Great hustle by Jules Martin.
Yeah, points and turnovers.
Down low, wide open is Olivia Gasek, who lays it up and in. As you continue to see and potentially hear the fire alarm still going off.
We could, I feel like, hear this for a bit more here. We'll see.
Martin now over to Weedman. Down low to Callahan. Into the corner. Back out to Weedman. Caitlin Martin with it now. Gives it off to Callahan, top of the key. On her left. Sends it down low. Knocked loose momentarily. And back into the hands of Caitlin Martin. Wiedemann now. Defended up close by Caputo. Callahan gets it knocked loose. Still loose.
This is
still
a
with the Hawks.
very long possession here.
Callahan releases a corner three and connects. First points on her senior night for the only senior player.
A nice job there to get up on the scoreboard on your senior night.
And you hear this crowd getting behind the Hawks, as well as their bench, as well as the fire alarm. It adds so much more pressure as there's another turnover for the Renegades.
Kennedy checks back in for the Hawks.
And that's number 21, Maggie Lutz checks back in. Out comes Misha Serino, as well as Gianna Dunn. And then comes Angie Reese. As Jules Martin now gets it off to Kennedy. Now to Callahan. Back over to Martin. Finds Callahan in the far corner. On her left, swings it over. Caitlin Martin finds Kennedy, back to Martin. Martin gets it knocked loose, but falls right back to the Hawks as Jules Martin now. Back to Carson.
This is really good defense as we start to see them amp up.
Kennedy sends it over to Caitlin Martin. Martin now off to Jules Martin. A right-handed attempt is good. Jules Martin again.
Good defense, but a better finish. Martin having a great game so far.
6 points out of the Hawks' 10 for Martin. Sends it across to Gazik. Now a corner three attempt, it's good. Abby Caputo.
That was a nice release by Caputo. She saw she was open and pulled the trigger.
Another 9-point lead for the Renegades as we hit the halfway point here in this second quarter. As the fire alarms have finally been set off as Kennedy gets fouled and will go to the line for her first time tonight.
Number 15, her first, team's first.
So Riley Kennedy entering this game 7.2 points per game and 175 points alone this season as she makes her first of 2 attempts.
Hawks.
Checking in is 3 Renegades.
Hawks kind of like, climbing their way back here a little bit.
Slowly but surely. As Kennedy attempts her second and makes both.
He goes to 2.
So cuts the deficit to 7. As that's with number 20, Reese. Caputo now, down low to Gasek. Into the corner now, another open three-pointer attempt off the back rim as 3 players hit the deck, but it ends in an offensive rebound.
I like that. They're moving the ball well.
And a technical foul called on Mark Petito. It's his second warning. Again, he was warned on only the 3rd possession of the game. And now Petito.
He's not liking what's going on.
I mean, he argued 2 foul calls. He argued his first warning was that he argued with that same referee about a walk that was not called. And now I assume he argued with that same referee about potentially another non-call. As it was Lutz to the line for 2. She misses her first. And makes her second. So a technical foul called on Mark Petito, the head coach, again in his second year. He won the sectional final last season in his first year leading this Lady Hawks program, and now is leading them to a 19-5 record thus far. as there's a timeout called after almost triple team, this time by Mark Spira. As we will take a quick break, we'll be right back after this timeout. Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting as the Renegades hold an 8-point lead over the Lady Hawks. As Caputo finds Maggie Lutz. Spin move into the corner, an open three attempt, thought about it, a pull-up jumper this time, air ball, but another offensive rebound for this Renegades offense.
I like the idea there.
Into the corner. Thought about the three was Caputo. And a missed pass there. But the referee will call a foul. He's going to call a push on Caitlin Martin. Instead of a turnover, it will stay under the basket for the Renegades.
A little late call there, it seemed like, but nonetheless, it's Renegades ball.
As two check out for the Renegades. Under the basket now, finally finds Gasick. Gasick, a miscommunication there. And another steal by Jules Martin. Her layup is fouled. And she'll go back to the line to try and get her 7th and 8th points of the first half.
She gets a lot of her points at the free throw line, does Martin.
More specifically off steals. She already has 4 so far this game. So misses her first. Martin a chance to get one. And she goes 1 for 2 on that trip to the charity stripe. 7 points so far for Jules Martin. There's a full court press there by Martin on Lutz. And a handoff to Dunn. Gasick now. Kicks it out. Here's a three-pointer. No good by Whalen. And it's smacked off of Martin. And it will stay with Shawnee.
Martin looks like she's kind of doing everything for the Hawks here to try to reel them back.
Finds Gasick now, defended by 2. Her layup attempt jumps around the rim, and it's good. Olivia Gasick again.
Yeah, that's just bigger and better, it looked like there.
Martin hands it off to the senior Callahan. Her floater attempt off the front rim. And Gasick couldn't keep it in play.
Yeah, she tried to kind of, I don't know what she was doing there.
It looked like she tried to save it midair and then pass it in. But at that point, when she had it in her hands, her feet were already on the ground. As the inbound falls to Kennedy, who lays it up and in.
It seems like for these Hawks, you know, there's a few players that do a little bit of everything.
This is half-court press there. Just barely gets away. As Gianna Dunn. Now into the corner for Whalen. Her three-pointer attempt off the back rim. And yet another offensive rebound. As Dunn thought about the three. Cuts back. Here's a 4-2.
That was a great move there. Kind of shook up Callahan.
Nice play there by Gianna Dunn. Gets the lead back to 9 for the Renegades. Handoff to Weedman. Another handoff to Callahan. And another handoff to Martin. And it will be called for a hand check on Maggie Lutz. So it will stay with the Hawks.
Fouls on Shawnee.
Both teams very aggressive. You know, they want to move on.
I mean, we've seen that play so far a lot for the Hawks on offense, just across the court, just handing it off to each other. And Shawnee has been able to defend that play very well. As here's an open shot, no good, and a big attempt there at a rebound by Martin, who climbs the ladder to pick it up. Caitlin Martin now, back to Callahan for three, no good. Excuse me, that was Weedman.
That was a good idea there. She was open.
Into the corner now. Here's another three-pointer off the front rim, and yet another offensive rebound. Kicking it out. That's Serino, and her layup rolls in. Misha Serino lays it up and in.
Looks like at the start, you know, Shawnee had it. Then the momentum flipped to the Hawks, and now it's a little bit. Now it's back on, you know, Shawnee's side.
Another handoff here, Weedman. Back to Callahan. Driving down. Gives it off to Kennedy. Back to Weedman. Her right-handed layup just doesn't fall, but she grabs her own rebound, and her shot gets rejected. 7 seconds to go, and knocking it away is Weedman, and then off her own foot. And out of play with 3.7 to go in this first half. So the Renegades have 3.7 to go to get a shot off. Here comes, gives it off to Gassick at the buzzer, off the rim. So a near fall almost increases the lead heading into halftime. Shawnee up by double digits, 26-15. So an absolutely bizarre first half in terms of scenarios. I mean, we talk about momentum, it really swung, really it feels like both ways. There was a short stint with the Hawks, there was a larger stint with the Renegades, and that's why they hold the 11-point lead. But then, if viewers weren't here when they joined, almost the start of the second quarter was halted because of a fire alarm going off. And it turns out to be a false alarm, but we had to wait an extra 5-ish minutes to get this underway. I mean, do you think that made any impact to the momentum swings that we saw for either side?
It might have made momentum. It might have changed things a little bit. You know, I don't want to stand around for a few minutes, but I'll tell you one thing. You know, Shawnee's size definitely has the advantage, I feel like. And if the Hawks want to get back into this game, you know, Martin's doing a good job, but they gotta do some things different. I mean, because I feel like Shawnee's in control.
Shawnee definitely in control, up by 11 at the half. We'll be back in about 9 minutes as Shawnee holds a 26-15 lead over the Hawks.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro.
He's got room! He's got room!
And it gets past everybody. Graham will go back to position with no goal scored. They'll count down the time out loud here. Out to the left. One final shot, and it gets through. How about a buzzer beater? How do you do? It's a lead extending goal for Justin Lewis.
To end the day for Luke Pokrovsky. Little pop-up, first base side, he calls for it, and for the first time in 33 years, the Shawnee Cougars will hoist the trophy and face Middlesex on Monday. 4-3, Cougars win it. And in the battle of green and gold, the trophy stays true with the visitors. What a finish! And Shalleck will pack their bags for Middlesex and the Blue Jays when the weekend turns around to Monday. Epplite, you know, he's, again, one time leaving the bases loaded is frustrating enough, doing it twice in a row. Oh, how about this? Line drive. They're going to, no, he's throwing it around the infield. They're going to throw him out at first. He's out. I have never seen that before. That is a 5-4-3 ground out because the third baseman thought he caught it. The home plate umpire said no, so he threw it around the infield and then got the out at first anyway because the batter thought he was out.
The batter stopped. The third baseman thought
Everybody
he caught
stopped.
it, and it touched.
So after the holding call to be 1st and 20, as now rolling out to the right side, he's got a little bit of room to run on a QB rush. He's going to get a first down. There's no flags, and how about this for 61 yards? Anthony Gaetano with a QB rush that works to perfection. He hugs the sideline, and Anthony Gaetano gets the scoring started for the Red Hawks at 7-6.
Doubleheader reached first on an error in the first at-bat of Game 2.
Goldberg is a shortstop tonight.
This one's got a 400 field slider going
in 2023 as a junior. A homer in each of his sophomore and junior campaigns. 331 career mark and a 430 career slugging percentage. And speaking of home runs, there's a fly ball to left, and it's gone! Devin Goldberg answers on opening day with a first pitch rocket to left, and it's 1-0 Bridgewater. We were just talking about the long ball, and he stomps on the plate, mobbed at home, and Goldberg, the leadoff man, with a swing of gold. It's 1-0.
Good start.
Launches one foul. See, Mostero's doing us a service here. Or excuse me, D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro is doing us a service here. He's letting us have this conversation by having a long at-bat. But a lot of people are still caught up in the D1 or bust mentality. Listen to this crowd. Listen to this crowd. We'll talk about that later. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Clapping it up here for the Roadrunners. 2-2. Here's a fly ball out towards center field. This one's going back, and this
Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. I'm joined on the color call by Kevin
Profico.
Profico. I keep forgetting it. It's been 4 hours. I'm exhausted. We've had 2 amazing games so far as the Shawnee Renegades have an 11-point lead over the Hawks to start the second half. And Kevin, it's been a real momentum swing. I mean, Shawnee has held the momentum for the majority of the game. That's why they have their 11-point lead. But the Hawks really show some spark, but they're not able to hang on.
It's going to be a tough one for the Hawks, you know, like I said at the break before halftime, but they're just going to have to regroup, kind of run their offense, and do what they've been best at, you know, all year to come back in this one, I feel.
So it will look like, I believe, yep, it'll stay with, all right, the officials are confusing me. Okay, it's with the Hawks. The Hawks will open the second half, trying to come back from a double-digit deficit. Here's Jules Martin now. 7 points in the first half. She's the leading scorer for her Lady Hawks. Now Callahan kicks it into the corner. Thinking about the shot was Kennedy. Kicks it across to Weedman. Now resets with Jules Martin. Martin finding the senior Callahan. Trying to find it down low for Weedman, and a spin move to get out of it was Caitlin Martin, but couldn't finish on the attempt.
Yeah, came back to the other sister there, Caitlin Martin, which was nice, had the layup, but couldn't finish.
There's a big steal by Caitlin Martin all alone with the left hand, and she couldn't finish it. And there's not going to be many that are going to be that much easier.
Yeah, that should be a gimme there, I feel like. I don't know if, she thought a Renegade was behind her, or right up on her, but you got to finish that.
And checking in less than a minute is Abby Caputo, and out comes Julia Whalen. So kicking it out to Caitlin Martin, finding Jules Martin now, has the momentum and gets blocked again by Gassick. Her second rejection of the game.
A lot of blocks here for the Renegades. Without fouling, too.
There's a nice find there over to Serino for her second basket of the night. Martin again to start things off for the offense for the Hawks. Martin kicks it out. Here's a three-pointer attempt off the front rim. And it's still loose. And Martin was on the floor trying to fight all she can to get that rebound, but ends up committing the foul.
Both of these teams playing in different conferences could, play a factor in this one. I mean, Shawnee 14-11, but a whole 14-11, but a whole different conference than Haddon Township 19-5. The Lady Hawks.
Gianna Dunn cuts it down low to Caputo, cutting it back to Dunn in the corner. Trying to find Gassick inside. It was last tipped off of Callahan. It will stay Shawnee ball.
Yeah, I feel like the Lady Hawks have to make the run right now. If they're going to make one, there's just, the time's going to keep ticking.
Finds Gassick on the inbound. Swings it over to Lutz. She throws one up. No good. And it falls into the hands of Jules Martin. Trying to start a fast break now for the Hawks. Gets fouled before the shot.
I feel like there hasn't been much run through Kirsten Callahan that I'm hearing this game. She has a 3, but...
Yeah, not too many attempts either. I mean, for the Lady Hawks as a 1,000-point scorer, as there's a nice shot there from Weidman. I mean, as Callahan being the only 1,000-point scorer, and she's averaging 10.6 points per game this season, only being held to 1-3 through 2.5 quarters of action isn't much what you want to see out of your 1,000-point scorer. As Jules Martin knocked that one loose and out of bounds to put the pressure on this Shawnee offense here on their own side of the court. Gianna Dunn now dancing her way across midcourt. Thinking about it with Sereno, and she's going to get called for a travel there.
Yeah, I see what she was doing, but would have liked the idea of a 3 there. She was open, she had it.
Martin off to Callahan. Now Caitlin Martin thought about a 3, taking it out right-handed. Another rejection from Gassick, and kept in play. And that layup is no good. It was sort of a jump shot from in close.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that another block?
It might have been, but the Renegades now keep it in play. As Gianna Dunn now to reset the possession. Into the far wing. Back to the top of the key, swings it back over to Gassick. Over to Dunn. Caputo now. Simple ball movement here from the Renegades as Sereno holds it now. Over to Lutz, down low. Here's an attempted swatted away by Kennedy. And here comes a fast break. Kennedy puts it down low. Defended nicely. Another rejection by Gassick. Still with the Hawks. Into the corner. Thought about the 3. Goes down, and she's going to get fouled before the shot goes up, so it'll be on the floor.
That was on Shawnee's number 11.
And that was on number 11. That's Olivia Gassick. Again, another rejection. That's her 5th of the night as we're halfway through the third quarter. Inbound here to Callahan. Fadeaway shot. It's good. Knocks it down. Nicely done there by Callahan.
Tough shot there, but, 1,000-point scorer, so she gets it done.
Sophomore Gianna Dunn takes it up yet again. Over to Caputo. Down low for Gassick. Top of the key. Dunn thought about it. Now a nice pass down low. Wide open layup for Maggie Lutz. Nice ball movement there from the Renegades.
Lady Hawks seem to be getting a little tired here in this third quarter.
Callahan try to find them on the baseline, and another turnover for the Hawks. And Lutz to inbound, finds the sophomore Gianna Dunn. And this full court press here by the Hawks, as there's a crazy shot attempt by Gianna Dunn, and it lands.
Yeah, when it's your night, they were leading by 11, now 13. When you chuck one up like that, you might find the bottom of the basket.
Weidman finds Kennedy. Now with Callahan on the cut as Martin thought about the shot. Back to the top of the key for Callahan to reset on her left. Finds Jules Martin now with the pace. Gets fouled. And Martin will go to the line for the second time tonight.
Good take by Martin. Yeah, I was going to say, if they keep driving like that, they're going to have to foul her at some point. You can't block, 10, 12 shots.
She knocks down her first.
She checks in for the Hawks.
As Jules Martin, averaging 7.3 points per game, comes into this night 169 points in her first year. So that's definitely signs of a 1,000-point scorer. You want to score at least 250 or more is the average mark that you see a lot of these 1,000-point scorers have as she misses her second.
Yeah, a very tough thing to do, 1,000 points. See some 2,000 now, but that's rare.
Martin with great hustle, knocked it loose, and then fights for the jump ball, but it will stay with the Renegades. So Maggie Lutz to inbound yet again. Gianna Dunn to orchestrate. She has two defenders on her, tries to throw it over top, and Gassick will keep it with the Renegades.
Yeah, Petito, claiming backcourt, but, that wasn't quite backcourt.
Gassick drains a three. Nice shot there. She has 11 on the night, along with her 5 rejections on the defensive side.
Lead increasing here. We'll see what the Hawks can do. Try to make a push here.
Here's a three-pointer attempt from Weidman. Just doesn't fall. And a jump ball called, and it will be Hawks with the possession arrow. So again, amazing effort and fight by Jules Martin to win another jump ball and keep it with the Hawks. Martin finds Callahan and knocked it loose. So a steal, and then it'll be a double dribble called instead of a loose ball, which is what I initially thought. The referee saw it as she still had possession, and it'll be a turnover for Reese.
Yeah, miscue there by the Renegades, but Haddon Township's, had a few miscues like before that, like we saw, and that's what could be, that's what this lead is for the Renegades.
So Reese is called for that foul, as the Renegades are one foul away from giving up a bonus. Callahan now kicks it back out. That's for number 5, Maeve Sheehan. Now Jules Martin back out to Maeve Sheehan. Top of the key for Weidman. Weidman now picks up the dribble, finds Kennedy into the corner for Sheehan. Back to Weidman. Takes it back out beyond the arc to Sheehan.
This Renegades team, they look very good defensively.
A deep 3 attempt from Callahan. Almost wedges it in between the backboard and the rim. And rebounded by the Renegades, knocking it loose momentarily. Was number 14, Abby Weidman. Gassick hands it off to Dunn, slapped away momentarily. But Gassick keeps it under control. Now with Lutz in the corner. Resets with Caputo. Back in the corner for Gassick. Tries to find inside. And the ball still loose, but still with the Renegades. Taking it in, rejected by Callahan. But grabs her own rebound, and they're going to call her for a walk. And that's on Angie Reese again.
Martin checks back in for the Hawks.
So checking in is number 15, Caitlin Martin, and out comes Abby Weidman for her first break of the night.
See if the Hawks can, it's going to be really hard, but maybe get 2 buckets here before break or something.
There's yet another foul call on the Renegades. And now in the bonus, you send the Hawks to the free throw line with 41 seconds to go, down by 15. I mean, Kevin, you're completely right. Maybe 2 baskets might be, it's just what they need, but it might be a little bit too difficult.
Yeah, like you said, too difficult. I mean, 21 in the game. I mean, they're going to have to score 20, 25 or more in the fourth, you know, to win the game, to let alone win the game.
And Mark Petito will call a timeout with 41 seconds to go. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. As you see, the jersey banner for Kirsten Callahan, again, the only senior player for the Hawks celebrating her senior night, along with her 2 senior managers. And Shawnee with 35 seconds to go, trying to evade the Hawks' full court press, and they do successfully.
Shawnee trying to spoil senior night. You know, if you're the Hawks, got to get back into this one. Try to avoid that.
Guys now back for Lutz, kicks it out to Caputo. Now Gianna Dunn to slow things down with less than 15 to go in this third quarter. Gassick now thinks about a 3. She lets it fly off the back rim and rebounded by Martin. 6 seconds to go. Martin now pulls up off the backboard, off the front rim, no good. 2 seconds to go. She just underhand throws it up there and just makes it to the opposite mark. In a 35-22 lead for the Renegades entering their last quarter of action. I mean, we talked about at the halftime break the momentum swing between the Hawks and the Renegades. The Renegades have really been able to take advantage of the sparks that they show, but the Hawks haven't been able to really advance their runs. They've been able to play well on defense in some moments and then score on the next possession, but after that, it just fades.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes when the Hawks score, the Renegades will score right after. You know, 22 in 3 quarters, it's going to take a ton for this comeback. I mean, eventually they may have to start playing the foul game or something if they get a little bit closer, or, you know, throwing up threes, honestly, because, you know, the lead's a lot for the Renegades.
I mean, down by 13, you can go on a quick little stint and score 3 baskets in a row and get 2 stops on defense, and you're back in the game. I mean, it's just, it depends how these Lady Hawks can capitalize on their runs that they've been seeing, but haven't been able to capitalize on them.
Or get turnovers, you know, with Martin and for quick layups, like they did a little bit in the first half.
Yeah, Jules Martin with 4 steals and has turned 3 of them into points for the Hawks. I mean, just this freshman's effort, if this is her in year 1, imagine her when she's still developing and growing and honing her skills and is eventually going to grow into a senior and a leader for this team. If she's doing this as a freshman, imagine her in her senior year.
Yeah, they'll be good.
As the Renegades will start off this 4th quarter of action up by 13. Olivia Gassick now. Finds Gassick back down low, defended instantly by 3. A wide open shot from the corner, in and out. That was Misha Sharina.
Here's where you got to start it for the Lady Hawks.
And Martin, her layup, no good. And it's going to be a foul called on number 15, Caitlin Martin.
Fouls on number 15, Caitlin Martin, her second, team's first.
So another foul on the floor for the Hawks. And yet another inbound for the Renegades as Gianna Dunn, the sophomore, yet again, takes up the court. Stops on a dime at the foul line. Hands off to Sereno, top of the key. Now over to Caputo. Brings it back to Dunn. Finds Maggie Lutz.
That might be a defender in the game there for the Hawks, maybe to try to ramp up something, 22.
Down low for Gassick. Her left-handed layup, no good. And here come the Lady Hawks. Trying to get something started. In the corner now is Martin. Resets at the top of the key. Down low, almost lost it, was Caitlin Martin. Hands it back off to Jules Martin. Takes it herself, right-handed layup attempt. Nicely done there. Jules Martin, another great layup.
That was a great take. I feel like the ball has been in her hand like the whole entire game for the Hawks.
Gassick kicks it out. Here's a three-pointer attempt. No good. That time by Caputo, and ripped out of the Shawnee defender's hands is Jules Martin. And knocked loose for a second, but a handoff there, and a layup falls for number 22. That's Aubrey Carson. And a timeout for Shawnee.
Finding a little something there.
We're going to take a quick break after this timeout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. This broadcast is brought to you by DAWG Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying entertainment throughout the Garden State. Book Dog for your next outing at dogprowrestling.com. And by the South Jersey chapter of National Adult Baseball Association, or NABA, the premier men's baseball league of New Jersey with over 20 teams across 4 competitive divisions. Registration is now open for the spring of 2026. Visit southjerseynaba.com for more information. Coming out of the timeout, the Renegades hold a 9-point lead over the Lady Hawks, trying to spoil senior night. As Caputo now kicks it off to Dunn. Takes it in, steps back, top of the key. Finds Caputo again. Defended by 2. Finds Sereno now on the near side. Swings it across. Now to Maggie Lutz. Gives it back off to Sereno. Now in the far corner is Lutz. Nice pressure there from Jules Martin. Kicks it back off to Dunn. Sereno on the near side. And there's a steal from the Hawks. And an easy layup attempt there for Caitlin Martin.
There's the turnover you needed. You know, they were patient, played good defense, waited for their chance.
And now the full court press continuing for the Hawks, putting the Renegades all under pressure. Martin, nice pressure there, causes the turnover there to Weedman. And another fast break, gets fouled, and will go to the line for a chance to make it a 5-point game.
This is the aggressiveness that we were looking for from the Lady Hawks. You know, they are 19-5.
Abby Weedman only point so far. She has 1. It's her first trip to the free throw line. She went 1 for 2. And Weedman makes her first of 2 attempts. And we mentioned Weedman earlier at her first free throw line. She's averaging 7 points per game, 147 points so far on the season. As her second attempt is about to Yep, and bouncing around is good. 2 for 2 on that visit.
This game's getting closer and closer now.
And now you feel the pendulum swing of momentum back to the Hawks.
Yeah, you see the defense here, the full court press.
It's done. You hear the coaches Mark Petito and his assistant barking out orders to the Hawks defense. It's Caputo, and she'll get called for a reach over.
Yeah, she had it, first, but she reached over, which, is going to call a foul.
Lutz to inbound now. And spinning off is Caputo. Finds Dunn, who's instantly double-teamed beyond half court. Picks up her dribble and finds Gassick wide open. Here comes her chance at a layup. Contested nicely there. And she's going to grab the rebound, but she stepped out of bounds. And another turnover for the Renegades. Nice defense there by Abby Weedman to contest that shot from Gassick.
Yeah, this definitely looks like a swing here. They're right back in it. I mean, all the momentum is with the Hawks.
Hand off to Weedman, lost it, and a steal by Sereno. Gives it back off to Lutz. Now Olivia Gassick. Caputo holds it now, picks up her dribble and finds Lutz. Back to the top of the arc for Gassick. A nice cut there by Lutz. Her left-handed layup falls. Nice connection there. Nice find by Olivia Gassick on the cut by Maggie Lutz.
Big basket there because, it was 5. Now it's 7 and the game's getting late. There's only so many more possessions for the Hawks, to pull ahead here, get even.
Wiedemann now contested heavily. Finds Callahan in the far corner. Driving in, a pull-up shot from the free throw line, it falls. Nice take there from the senior. And the referee calls the timeout, this time for the Hawks. So the Hawks claw back within 5 in what has been such a tightly contested game. I mean, it was an 11-point halftime lead for the Renegades, but it didn't feel that way. You felt the momentum we talked about swing for both sides. The Renegades were only able to catch it. The Hawks haven't been, but now it feels like they're really riding the wave of momentum now, cutting the lead to 5 with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, we'll see if they can, get back into it here. Possession by possession, do what you're great at, and this should be a good finish here. I mean, we'll see, but
it was closer. This is a closer game than definitely the boys game earlier. I mean, if you missed that one, a 59-20 win for the Haddon Township Hawks against the Gloucester Lions in the Camden County Tournament first round. And now on their senior night for the Lady Hawks, now they try to fight back against the Renegades. As the referee breaks the huddle timeout. And it will be the Renegades ball. Inbounded by Lutz. And Gianna Dunn turns the ball over in Hawks territory.
It looks like that press is getting them a little bit.
And the press works. A double team immediately in the far corner. Tried to find her teammate across the court and just couldn't find the connection. And now the Hawks a chance to pull within 3.
I wouldn't be surprised, if you see them run through Martin here or Callahan.
Martin handoff to Weedman. Off to Callahan. We've seen this before. The handoff, edge or handoff. Finds Jules Martin. Try to find another handoff to Weedman, and a diving effort. That was by Gianna Dunn, but it just took out the knees of Weedman.
Yeah, that could have been bad there. Tough collision.
So it'll stay with the Hawks. Weedman inbounds to Jules Martin. Swings it immediately over to Riley Kennedy. Now Callahan on the far side. A deep three-pointer. No good. And Lutz with the easy rebound.
Yeah, I don't know if he needed that there.
Here's a left-handed attempt here, and an easy layup for Abby Caputo. And a timeout for Shawnee after that left-handed layup. And we'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We got fourth quarter action coming up. Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on their first attempt. Book an appointment today at 614 Lambs Road, Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex. Well, we got a good finish, folks. 2:28 to go. A 39-32 lead for the Shawnee Renegades against the Haddon Township Hawks on their senior night. It's been all Hawks for the fourth quarter so far as they try and claw back and give them a strong finish heading into the final stretch of their regular season. Weedman back to Martin. Martin now kicks it back out to Weedman. Lost it for a moment. Still defended well by Caputo. Finds the cut by Jules Martin. Sends it across. Martin cuts it back to Callahan. And a deep three-pointer attempt by Weedman finds nothing but the side rim barely. And Gassick now with the rebound, hands it off to Caputo.
That was a hard shot there by Wiedemann. Time's running out here for the Lady Hawks.
In the far corner now. Cuts it down low for Gassick. And Lutz kicks it out now to Farino.
And they're just going to hold it, like we're seeing probably until a foul.
And now Shawnee is going to call yet another timeout. Both teams down to one timeout apiece. We got 1 minute and 36 seconds to go. We're going to see what timeout it is. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. 1:36 to go in this fourth quarter. Welcome back. 1:36 to go in this fourth quarter. The Renegades inbound, up 39-32. Trying to hold on to their lead. And there's a foul for Jules Martin. So now they're going to start playing the foul game as the Renegades are just trying to hold the ball as long as they can.
Yeah, you're probably just going to see them, swing it back and forth and hold the ball. It's going to be a foul game here for the Hawks.
I mean, they're going to need 2 more fouls in order to send the Renegades to the bonus, as that ball is knocked loose, but then a near push in the end by Martin calls another foul. And just 1 more in the foul game to send the Renegades to the line in the bonus. And inbound right in front of the Hawks bench, wide open, finds Gianna Dunn. Her layup attempt is good, and that might as well do it. Gianna Dunn, 12 points on the night.
Yeah, that's almost going to do it here. I mean, down 9.
Unless we see a miraculous 3-point performance in the final minute of play with no points allowed. It's done now, finds Callahan. Here's her three. Off the back rim and rebounded by Gassick.
There was a great rebound there by Gassick.
And now less than 50 seconds to go. Sereno, back to Lutz, back to Sereno.
Yeah.
And there's the foul called finally on
They were looking to foul.
So now that'll send the Renegades to the line. Up by 9, trying to add double digits to their lead to send this one home. That's Sereno with her first of 2. I mean, Sereno coming into this game 5.3 points per game as she misses her second there. She has 129 points on the year coming into this game. As that pass is stolen, and that'll all but do it.
Yeah.
And now Lutz just holds it in the far corner. And now Dunn just trying to dribble out this clock. 24 to go.
Like I said earlier, though, you know, playing in Group 4, being 14-11, 19-5 for the Hawks, you know, they could be playing better competition. Doesn't mean Shawnee's a worse team because of record.
Definitely better. I mean, being in the higher school against a Group 1 school, you almost automatically assume that there's going to be a huge difference, but there really wasn't in this showing. I mean, you're going to see the scoreboard and you're going to see the Renegades win by double digits, but you're going to have to watch this whole game back and see that it's just really a game of runs and momentum swings, and the Renegades were able to capitalize on their heat. The Hawks haven't been able to capitalize. They capitalized once late in the fourth, but just couldn't get it done in the end.
Yeah, as you see, the Hawks, they tried to hang on there and hang on, and the Renegades just pushed forward, and you know they were the better team tonight.
I mean, it really was Olivia Gassick. She had her 11 points. She had her 1 3-pointer that really suppressed me. I didn't even know she had that in her bag. But then on the defensive side, yeah, you can look at my stats, sure. Oh. Who? Jules Martin? Oh, I didn't keep stats on her, but I believe she had. I keep getting interrupted today.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
The referee interrupted me. I know we're on. We're having fun. We're having fun here, Dan. So, but again, it was really Olivia Gassick, and it was just incredible. Her performance, again, that 3-pointer really impressed me. I didn't know she had that in her bag. And then her 5 blocks on top of that on the defensive side really solidified the performance for the Renegades.
Yeah, the Renegades will move on now here. And, you know, they'll play RV on the 21st. And that's probably going to be a tougher game than the Hawks, but we'll see what they got going forward.
All right, so we're going to wrap things up here. That concludes our doubleheader here at Haddon Township High School. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti, my producer, Dan Wilkins, my color commentator, Kevin Profico. I'm Chase Parson. We'll see you next time tomorrow at Holy Cross.